The thing that I'm really conscious of, so because we had a gym in 2007 during the GFC, we experienced a lot of negative attitude around running a small business, and we saw a lot of businesses close, and we saw some people power through that were still successful and some that sort of grabbed market share. The analogy, I've used this before at a live event, if you guys have seen it before, hopefully I can just remind you of the analogy, but essentially what it talks about is Chinese bamboo grows about 1 inch over 3 years, and you've got to continually do little snippets of it. You've got to water it, and you've got to look after it. It takes a lot of TLC to I guess maintain it and ensure that it's looked after. In the 4th year, it actually grows up to 80 feet. And I use this as an analogy because what we understand about Chinese bamboo is that what you can see is not necessarily what's happening behind the scenes. What's happening with Chinese bamboo, for all your effort, is it's actually laying down really strong roots. It's actually building this root system below, which gives it the ability to grow really, really fast in year 4. And the reason I share this analogy for you is I believe a lot of people were going to go to sleep at the wheel during the coronavirus. I think a lot of people will use it as an opportunity to go, well, there's not as many members coming in, there's not as much revenue coming in, so I'm just going to do a lot less and just wait till it actually gets better. But I would argue that you guys have probably got a list of things that have always been on your list that you've talked about wanting to do for a while, that if you do have an additional hour each week, or if you do have an additional couple of hours each week, I would suggest that now's the best time to do it. I would suggest, in terms of your market share and your following with your marketing, you could actually be growing that email list right now. You could actually be increasing the amount of video content and training tips that you're doing right now. What I want to do is share a couple of examples. Get your pen out. If these are interesting to you, if you've always said, oh, I'd love to do that, but you actually never get around to it, there is a little window here, and people are going to go, shit, how did those gyms respond so fast after the coronavirus? And you and I both know you didn't do it fast. You did it right now while everyone was running around with like a chook with their head cut off. Here's some stuff that I've written down that might be on your list. Number 1 is working on your SEO. So search engine optimization. Are you number 1 on Google? If you're not, I can share with you a strategy of the 20 best directories to include your gym on. So instead of being on like page 2, or instead of being the 4th gym that people find, we start building on that. And over the next few months, you will actually come up number 1 when everyone starts turning on the taps and chasing down a gym to rejoin it. SEO is the first one. Number 2 is your Google reviews. So I know some of us have sort of plowed our way over 50. We know that credibility is going to be largely based on who has case studies on video and who has Google reviews. That's my goal. We've sort of raced up over 80 for Google reviews, and there's nothing stopping us at the moment, because we're getting such amazing support from our members, to actually increase the number of reviews we've got. If in 3 months' time this all starts to die down, which we're sort of anticipating it may be 2 months, it might be 4 months, we don't really know. But when it does and the lead generation goes through the roof again, we want to be positioned so that we have the most credibility of all gyms when people start buying again. Client videos and testimonies. I find it hard personally to organise a photographer to come in and take photos. I found it hard to design a time where we could get a video done from a friend because the gym's usually being used. Whereas at the moment, there's quiet times all the time. So is this the time where you'll actually get a video done, get it edited, get some little scripting around what people like, so that it is on your website, so that it is kind of ready? Other things, do you have a 3 email welcome series? When people join your email list, do they get 3 emails that tell them who you are, what you stand for, and sort of warm them up about the brand? Or are you still in the process of just kind of getting back to them and trying to sell to them on the phone? Again, we've done this, so you can start with our 3 emails as an example, if that's on your list. Are you doing a weekly email newsletter? I know for some of us, we do it maybe once a month. Maybe you haven't done an email for a while. And I just shared that, we're actually doing 2 or 3 at the moment during this to try and manage people's expectation. So is there an opportunity with that extra, maybe you've got an extra hour because you're not doing a lot of other, managing as many sessions or something like that? Is there an opportunity to produce more in terms of a more regular email communication to your followers? Other quick ones, we spoke about last week at our live event, the 5 sales drivers. And we spoke about how a lot of people have the first one, which is like some form of like lead generation, and people get on the list. Then they skip number 2 and they just try and sell to them, which is number 3. So number 2 is where you offer them like an ebook or a cheat sheet or something of real value to warm them up and show that you know what you're talking about, and get them sort of following you on social media, or get them following your email list. Have you, for a while now, thought about an ebook or a cheat sheet or something like that to warm up your list? Is this an opportunity where you could actually use some of the examples we've got in the members area to create your own? We're personally at Rush Cutters Health going to put a lot of time and energy into creating a big private Facebook group. We're obviously building ClickFunnels pages at the moment, which we're sharing with you guys. I mentioned that we've increased the amount of videos that we're producing with exercise tips and social media. But it's a bit of a brainstorm. Do we sort of just use it as an excuse to kind of get off the gas, or do we go, I wonder if we head down and bum up and we get a really good client testimony video? What if we had over 100 Google reviews? What if we had a cheat sheet of some sort specific to our target market? So as this thing starts to die down, we've actually got a really loyal following of people that are going to be ready to buy. That's my encouragement for you. That's what I'll be doing over this sort of uncertain times.